erasing your limiting beliefs. This is a huge, huge accomplishment for everyone out there who is battling with their limiting beliefs. And you know what? We all have them or have had them, and we all have them that show up from time to time. So, to erase your limiting beliefs, you need to first know that they're there, right? You have to first acknowledge that you do have beliefs that are holding you back, that you do have different beliefs that are stopping you from achieving your success. And you know what? We have all had them. Yes, we have all had them, or we all still do have them. And sometimes they'll just creep up when you least expect the little buggers to show up. And they stop you dead in your tracks from completing and succeeding at what you're wanting to do. It is a given that this happens. And you know what? Like y'all know, I do a lot of coaching and I do a lot of teaching and helping people to combat these issues. And there's so many different systems and strategies. And I've given you several different ones that work for a lot of different people. But the one I'm going to share with you today, I actually had reserved for just my team. And if you're on my team, then you already know about this and you're already having the success. So again, we've decided to branch out a little bit and get this out there to a lot more people, because I believe in paying it forward, and I believe in helping as many people as I personally can to have the success you desire and to have the success you deserve. Disease, that wasn't even common. So, and I know you've tried this, and I know you've done this and that, and I know you're out there struggling. And you know what? If you're ready to stop the struggle and to actually take the action that you need to do to change your lifestyle, if you change your lifestyle, the money will come. It's not about the money. But you know what's holding you back is the thought of money, the feeling of money, the feeling of not having it, the feeling of not ever getting it, the feeling of it not being there for you, the feeling of, pardon me, just because your parents were poor, your grandparents or whomever, nobody in the family has ever succeeded. Maybe your family was one of the families in the time who never made over $30,000 a year, right? And so then as the generations progress, now the family's in the position of they're making $60,000 a year, and nobody's ever getting past that hurdle. And if they are, they're not staying there and keeping it. That's where a limiting belief is focused. That's where a limiting belief that is buried in your subconscious. It's right there. And you know what? It doesn't have to stay there, because your subconscious is there to help you. It's there to make you grow. It's there to make you happy. It's all part of the universe's way of giving you what you desire and to take you on to that level. So if you're ready, I am going to suggest that you watch this video to the end. And we're going to go through some steps that I personally use and I personally teach my team. So anyone on my team, if it jumps on here or gets this on the replay, then spread this out to everybody else. Let's spread love, because you know what? Love is a huge key in what you will achieve. And you've heard me say this before. Feel it from the heart. Love what you're doing. Love the outcome you have. Just love everyone around you and let that joy move forward through you, around you. When you do, you're going to find that not only are you happy, which happy is a huge factor in creating anything you want. The universe is more likely to give you freely and with joy everything you want if you're happy. You can't pretend to be happy. You have to be truly happy from the heart. Have you ever ran across a person who is just really happy? They're just happy, 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 and they're just happy with what they're doing. Even if it's a really crappy job, if just everything about it's just, they're still happy. Have you ever ran across a person like that? Well, if you have, then that is a person that is actually in tune with the law of attraction. They're actually in tune with the universe. And that's a person that you want to be around, because you know what? Their happy is going to rub off on you. It does. There's just no doubt about it. So, down to tactics, guys. You ready? Okay, what I always suggest, and this has been going around a long time, a lot of people use this same system or maybe something a little bit different. But what I do is I have my team, whoever I'm working with, and of course I misspelled my word there, but that's okay, is right at the top of a piece of paper. This is really important. I know it sounds like high school or grade school, but do this, please. Right at the top of the paper, your topic is limiting beliefs. You're going to erase them. You can write erase if you want, or this, you need to have a list. Okay, and in the column on the left, you're going to write the beliefs you have now. And the column on the right, you're going to use this for the erasing. Okay? So write down, and you're going to have to take some time to sit down and actually think about what you believe. I mean, I'm going to give you some suggestions here. These may or may not fall into your ballpark. So, how about the belief of money doesn't grow on trees? Write that down. If that's your belief, write that down. How about, let me think of another one that's really prominent. I'll never amount to anything. If you were ever told that as a child or whatever, I'll never amount to anything. You wanted something and somebody said, well, there's no money for that. There's no money. Or maybe you heard your mom or your dad or somebody say, oh, wow, I would love to have a beautiful home like that. And the responding person was, I'm sorry, but we'll never be able to do more than rent this house. That's a limiting belief, knowing that you'll never have more than what you have. So have you ever heard the limiting belief of you'll never amount to anything? And there's a limiting belief out there that's floating around of what makes you think you can do that job. I've heard that one so many times. It's just unbelievable. And so whatever your limiting belief is, and you've probably got a ton more. I'm just giving you some suggestions that I've heard and that we've worked on through the years, that we've been trying and focusing on getting rid of these, erasing these limiting beliefs for people. And yes, it's been years. It's not just a fly-by-night thing that we do out here. So you're going to find out that a lot of us that are coaching, a lot of us that are successful, but we don't brag about it, we don't flaunt it, have released these limiting beliefs. And we've all had them, and we all still get them. So have you ever had the limiting belief where you're starting a new system? Maybe you joined an opportunity or something and you get going, and then suddenly, boom, something shows up and it's like, well, I don't have the money to go forward. I don't have the money to invest in myself. That is a limiting belief. Because the fact is, if you want something bad enough, money's not an option. You'll find the money. You'll get the money. It's not an option. So as you're going through the limiting beliefs that you have right now that are holding you back, those beliefs that are stopping you in your tracks. Maybe you started working from home and you're not quite making the sales yet, and you're frustrated, and maybe you've got a spouse that's bringing home the bacon, so to speak. I used to hear that one, bringing home the bacon, when I was growing up. When I was growing up, my mother did not work. She didn't work. She wasn't allowed to. Not in that time and phase of where my family was. So needless to say, things were different. So if you're that person, then you're at home and you have a spouse that's working and you're just at home, maybe taking care of the family or whatever it is you're doing. I'm not saying that to belittle anybody. Please don't take it that way. But you have limiting beliefs that are probably holding you back from accelerating and doing what you want to do and doing the things you need to do in your life, not just for the family is one thing. And I love the family because I high priority on my family. And I had to learn to put a high priority on myself in order for me to be successful, for me to succeed. And that was for my family to succeed also, because I learned that when I was successful, my family was successful. They got to have positive reinforcement. They got to have positive energy coming from me. And it went to them. So they are positive girls too. So get your list of your limiting beliefs that you have now. Write them down. Let's start with 5, okay? Let's make it simple. Start with 5. Now you can do this as often as you choose to do it, okay? It doesn't have to be all at once. You can sit down and think of 5 beliefs that are holding you back. 5, just 5. So when you have those 5 beliefs that are holding you back from doing what you want to do. So now I want you to go over here. Once you get that done, if you have to, put me on pause. If you're doing the rewind, put me on pause and come back. Okay? So here we go. Now you're going to the beliefs that you're going to erase. Now, say for instance, if you have the belief that money doesn't grow on trees. Let's use that one because that one is a really common one that a lot of us have stuck in our brains because we were told it so many times growing up, right? So what I want you to do is you're going to start to erase this limiting belief. Now, it's not going to be hard because the subconscious will not do what it doesn't want to do. So what we're going to do here is we are going to trick the subconscious into doing what we want it to do. So, and what I've learned is I use love. I use love to combat all of my demons, all of my bad things that come up in my life. I use love, and knowing that I have that loving ability in me to conquer anything and everything I want. I use that, and you know what? It works. And I've used it with my team. I've used it with coaching clients. I've used it with so many different groups of people, even on stage helping people. And again, I don't usually brag about anything, so I'm just giving you a hint of what I do. So I always start with, I love knowing, because I love knowing the things I know. But when you're doing this, it is not a negative, it's not a positive, it is a neutral statement, because you're saying to use it with emotion. So I love knowing that, and put that, and we're going to use money doesn't grow on trees. I love knowing that money comes to me freely and easily. Money, you have to say, I love knowing that money comes to me freely and easily. That is a neutral statement that if you say this over and over, when you have that thought of money doesn't grow on trees, or something stops you in that, and you repeat that phrase to yourself. And what I suggest, you have to excuse, I'm having internet glitches today, guys. Sorry. I'm having a lot of them here. Okay. What I'm suggesting is say these to yourself and even write them down where you can see them. Because when you're saying, I love knowing, and whatever it is that you are putting in there, and you could say, I love knowing, if you don't feel like you're worthy of receiving the finances or whatever, or the house or the car or the job, whatever it is, have emotion. I love knowing that I am worthy of having my dreams come true. Make it as long or as short as you want. The sentence is all about you and your emotions. And remember, I always start with, I love knowing. And maybe the next one is, I love knowing I am the ultimate success in my business. And it's a neutral, but your subconscious, The more you say that, your subconscious, because your conscious mind is remembering it and it's using that, and your subconscious mind will grasp onto that. And this is quantum physics, guys. Your subconscious mind will grasp onto not just that feeling, but the repetition of that feeling coming to you, coming to its subconscious mind. You have two brains. You have the conscious brain and you have the subconscious brain. There's two brains in your head. I know, crazy, right? It's true. It's quantum physics. So do these steps. Do them and do them every day. You can't take a break. You can't stop doing them. If you want to erase your limiting beliefs, write down what your limiting beliefs are. And I always say start with 5. Start with 5 at a time. Just 5, not 10. 5. 5, 5, 5. And focus on those 5. And go, go, go. Release them. Erase them. Let them go. Like I said, I teach my team this and I teach clients this. So it works. It really works. And when you decide to get up there and say, you know what, I've had enough. This is not who I am. This is not my life. I am taking charge now. And I love who I am. And I love knowing I can create my own destiny. Think about it. I love knowing I get paid top dollar for coaching people. I love knowing I welcome new members to my team who will all succeed. Think about it. When you put that emotion into something, whatever you're doing is going to have a huge positive effect on not just you, but everyone around you. And if you're growing a team, if you're growing that prosperity wagon that's going forward, you will also give value to your team. It's the way it goes. It is in emotions. And I love knowing that everything I do is a benefit to those around me. So use the I love knowing to combat anything you're having a problem with. Any limiting belief that you need to erase, that you need to change. The more you enforce what you want to learn, what you want to do, the more you will receive. And it may take a little while, guys. You're not going to get this overnight. It may take a little while, but you know what? It is a positive reinforcement for erasing the limiting beliefs that you have in your life, that you have in your being. Let it go. We don't like it. We don't want it. And that's what we do. We help people to erase these buggers that keep holding us back. And there's no reason for it. There's no reason that we can't help as many people as we want. So get on my newsletter, guys, because there's a lot more things that I put out that are coming out. And let's have you on there. Please join us. And I also put a training down here if anyone. This will be a direct link to get you more and more training. And it will also take you to the next level if you're getting stuck in your business. I love knowing that this system works for you. I do, because it's part of my team and it's part of us growing together. So I will chat with you all later. And again, leave me messages and let me hear from you directly on a message on how your limiting beliefs are erasing. That's definitely a huge plus. Okay, guys? I will chat with you later. Good luck.